Hello and what's up, guys? Welcome back to Rule of Two Review. This, of course, is Rob, and today I'm going to talk about that Smash Brothers character we've all been waiting for. So what's really interesting about this is there's actually a lot more than just the 3DS related stuff to talk about. There's so many details that came out of the Japanese-only Nintendo 3DS Direct just a couple of days ago that it's like completely overwhelming and it's hard to know exactly where to go first. The number one thing I actually wanted to talk about on this video, specifically about this topic, was about one thing in particular, but I do want to touch on the 3DS points. The thing that I'm really the most excited about was the final announcement of Shulk being confirmed in Smash Brothers for the Wii U. And of course, I should amend that. I think it's fair to say that Shulk is probably going to show up in the 3DS version. From what I could tell from the reveal trailer and all of the details that Nintendo revealed that day, I don't think that he was shown in any actual 3DS footage, but I can't imagine why he's not going to be. I mean, they've only said that, you know, the rosters are going to ever be the same for the Wii U and the 3DS version. Some of the stages, of course, are particular to that platform and the games on the platform, but the characters in the roster, I think they've always maintained, we're going to be 100% the same characters. So Shulk was shown, he was announced and confirmed, shown in Wii U playable form. I'm sure he's coming to the 3DS as well. Man, what a crazy turn of events. Shulk has been rumored for a long time, right leading up to E3, during the announcements of E3, and then in the many weeks and reveals we've had since. Everyone kept thinking and wondering if and when Shulk was going to be announced. Is he going to show up? Is he going to be in the game? A lot of people were clamoring for him to be. I sure as hell was, because I'm a humongous Xenoblade Chronicles fan, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of really didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think that the rumors and speculation and the fan want of it to happen was going to be enough to make it happen, but sure as hell, it definitely did happen. And it's interesting because it comes alongside a lot of other new announcements, you know, again, all the information about the new 3DS, but you know, one of the most important things about the 3DS announcements was the fact that the new 3DS will be running a port of Xenoblade Chronicles. So between Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii, the fact that Xenoblade Chronicles is now coming to the new 3DS, and of course Xenoblade Chronicles X, the sequel, coming to the Wii U next year as a next-gen JRPG game, there's obviously a lot of Monolith Soft and Xenoblade love going on in Nintendo right now, so it really seems to make perfect sense that they announced the Xenoblade 3DS version, as well as Shulk showing up in Smash Brothers like we all hoped and wanted. Really cool addition. Again, Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favorite games of all time, definitely one of my top 10 favorite games of the last generation, one of the very best Wii U games, and probably either my favorite or second favorite JRPG of all time, and that's going up against the original Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube. So it's one of those two games. You know, that's basically my numbers 1 and 2 RPGs ever. So Xenoblade Chronicles, seriously great game. Shulk was a surprisingly fantastic character. The thing is that the story is so rich in that game, and the characters are so real and believable and fleshed out for how, especially considering how fantastical that world and universe is, that it's pretty cool to really have that attachment to a protagonist in that kind of game, whereas I think a lot of times we don't have that. It's one of the very cool things that Xenoblade did so well, was making those characters feel so believable. And Shulk, for being like a young kind of kid sort of feeling who has to have set out on his own big adventure to save, avenge his girlfriend and do all these other things that happen in the beginning of that game, typical JRPG kind of protagonist, he really sets himself apart, I think, because of those reasons. We really, really get to know him, and he just feels that much more believable. It's cool, when I was watching the reveal trailer, it's a great trailer. It's so cool. And it's interesting because it sounds like they either used a lot of the voice clips of him from the game where he has all these, this is the Monato's power and all these things like that. The Monato being the blade that he's actually using in the game. They either have a lot of the clips that he actually said from the game, or they brought that voice actor back to reprise his role to record some stuff for Smash Brothers. And hopefully it's the latter, but regardless, it's just cool to hear all these well-known lines and stuff from that game and hear them being used in Smash Brothers form as he's fighting like Kirby or Luigi or some crazy shit. It's just so weird, but it's awesome. It really, really is cool to see him there. Some of the moves, there's some sort of ability. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, with Xenoblade and the Monato blade itself, one of the things about it is its ability to give the user, in this case Shulk, the ability to see the near future. And in combat, that lets him know, oh, this enemy is going to do this really powerful attack to me in this amount of time, so I'm going to make sure to set myself up to not be damaged by it or not let it kill me or whatever, so you can get sort of an advantage in combat. It's a really cool mechanic that works well in Xenoblade, and you got to think that if they bring this character and that blade into Smash Brothers, how could they take advantage of that idea? Because that's one of the most important defining characteristics of the Monado. And there was something that he did. There's a quick clip of it in the trailer, and it wasn't enough to get really a good idea of exactly what's going on there, but it definitely did. He said something about like, oh, I can see the future or something, and like I think stopped someone from attacking him and then gave him like an evasion. I don't know. It might not have been exactly that, but I think that they were hinting at some sort of ability to use the Monado's future seeing ability, like in the game, in Smash Brothers. And if they can do that without making it seem unfair, that's going to be really cool. What I'd be willing to really bet is that his final Smash is going to somehow be taking advantage of this, and that's what he's going to do to devastate everybody with the Monado, and I think that that's going to be really cool. There's a lot of cool things going on there. And so, yeah, Shulk looks great, and I think that he's a great fit for Smash Brothers, and I'm really excited to see more about him and other kind of what other special, Xenoblade like abilities he's going to have. The stage they showed is so cool because it's got the Mechonis in the background, the very famous image from the cover of the game, and you can see that there. And I really hope it has like a day and night cycle and that there's another area to it than just what it looks like in that stage. It's beautiful, and it just makes me want to get right back into that world. I'm going to actually be picking up Xenoblade again just because I'm so excited, having seen all this stuff the last 2 days. It's really cool. So there's a lot of cool things there. And the other, the last thing I want to touch on this specifically about Shulk and Smash Brothers is I think what also is really neat about it is that it's kind of showing that Nintendo still has some serious tricks up its sleeves when it comes to the characters and the content in Smash Brothers. Like, they really pulled no punches. Early on, I was a tad worried that what we're going to get is mostly the same roster and just a couple of new additions with new characters and nothing that really was going to feel that big and bold. Like, I was worried they weren't going to spend that much time doing new things with new characters, but I've been so wrong. I mean, the additions of things like Mega Man and Pac-Man and all these new Fire Emblem characters, and now Shulk, and so many others, I just can't believe it. They've really, pulled no punches when it comes to getting these new characters into the new Smash Brothers. And like I said, I was half worried that they weren't going to do that as much, So lots of cool things there. Even the Wii Fit Trainer and the Villager have turned out to look really cool and enticing. Giving Zero Suit Samus her own kind of character. Like, there's a lot that they're doing, and it obviously shows that I think we have quite a few more to go. So who knows what else we might end up seeing in Smash Brothers, when it comes to Shulk. Great reveal. Couldn't be happier. Xenoblade Chronicles is just one of the best games. So if you haven't played it, get off your ass and do it. Get excited for Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U next year. And holy shit, Shulk is actually finally going to frickin' be in Smash Brothers. Okay, so that's it as far as my topic and conversation about Shulk and Smash Brothers. Massively exciting. Probably one of my favorite pieces of news about what happened at the Nintendo Direct the other day. So really excited. Of course, there's all the stuff about the new 3DS and the new models and the things going on there. Really exciting, but I've actually decided to break the topics up. So I'm going to end the video here as far as Shulk and Smash Brothers, and you can stay tuned to another video I'm going to post, hopefully around the same time that this one goes up, talking about my thoughts on the new 3DS and everything else they announced for that, because that was the focus of the all the news and the events and the Nintendo Direct itself. It was about the new 3DS and what's going on there. So overall, nothing but almost all exciting stuff going on. Super fantastic about Shulk. Really happy with that. So thank you, Nintendo and Sakurai. You guys just knocked it out of the park with that one. I really didn't think that was going to happen, and sure as shit it did. So really cool stuff there. That's it. Of course, if you like Rule of 2 Review, you should please feel free to subscribe, like, and share the video and the comments and your thoughts about Shulk below. And that's it for this one, and stay tuned. I'll catch you guys on the next video.